Good morning, friends. It is a brand new week. We have a whole new topic that we're going to talk about this week, and it actually goes along with what you learned about in our children's Bible lessons yesterday. So it's going to be such a great time this week. Now, this week we're going to be talking about forgiveness. Ooh, forgiveness is a hard one. It's something that every single person on this earth has to do sometime in their life, or lots of times in their life, and sometimes it's hard to do. So let's talk about it. What is forgiveness? All right, here's the definition of forgiveness. Forgiveness is making the choice to let go of bad feelings towards someone who has hurt you. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Forgiveness is making the choice to let go of bad feelings towards someone who has hurt you. I know we've all been hurt by someone in our life, and it's hard to let go of being mad or angry at that person. I know I struggle with that. So I have a story in the Bible to read to you, and it is from the book of Luke, which is in the New Testament, chapter 15, and it's verses 11 through 32. So it's several verses, and I'm going to read it to you before we start talking about it today. All right, so it's called the parable of the lost son. Jesus continued, "There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, 'Father, give me my share of the inheritance,' or the estate. So he divided his property between them." Okay, so this man has 2 sons in this story, and one of his sons says, "Dad, I want you to give me my part of the money that you would give me after you died, but I want you to give it to me right now." Okay, so the father says, "Okay." Not long after, the youngest son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there he squandered his wealth in wild living. So he took that money, he went far away from his dad and his brother, and he spent all of that money, spent it in ways he shouldn't have spent it. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to be a citizen of that country, who sent him in the field to feed the pigs. All right, so there was a famine, which means there was no food for anyone. So he didn't have any money, and now he didn't have any food. So he had to go get a job in that country. And the person that gave him the job said, "Okay, you can go and take care of the pigs." Now, pigs are dirty, nasty, yucky. They stink. Now, I love seeing baby pigs. They're cute. But big pigs that you're having to take care of, they eat slop. They're just kind of gross. So that's what his job was. So the son longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. So he was so hungry, he wanted to eat the food that the pigs had. When he came to his senses, he said, "How many of my father's hired men have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired men.' So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For the son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' So they began to celebrate. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field. When he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of his servants and asked him what was going on. 'Your brother has come,' he replied, 'and your father has killed the fattened calf because he has him back safe and sound.' The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him. But he answered his father, 'Look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours who has squandered your property comes home, you killed the fattened calf for him.' 'My son,' the father said, 'you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we have to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He is lost and is found.'" All right, so in this story, we can learn forgiveness from the dad. The dad gave his son money. The son went out. He spent it all. He was not very smart with it. And then he came back to his dad, and his dad forgave him. His dad loved him just so much, just as much as he did when he left, because he was so happy to have him back. And that's the way Jesus is with us. Sometimes we sin and we do things to make us wander away from God. But when we come back to him, Jesus says, I love you no matter what. I forgive you for all the things you have done. And that is what is so, so wonderful about God, is he always forgives us. He doesn't keep it in the back of his mind. He doesn't have those feelings towards us that he's angry or mad at us. He just forgets it. All right, so I have a scripture for you, and it's from Matthew 18, verses 21 through 22, and it says, Then Peter came to Jesus and asked, Lord, how many times should I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me? Up to 7 times? Jesus answered, I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. So what God's saying is, you shouldn't just forgive someone one time. You should forgive them over and over and over again, so that you don't remember what they sinned about, what they've done to you. All right? Now, for your activity for the day, we're going to do a little reflecting about the story. So, this is the son, the youngest son, who took his dad's money, and he is sitting in the pig pen with the pigs. It says, what do you think the son was thinking as he sat with the pigs? So I want you to draw a picture or write the words about what you think he's thinking about when he is sitting there with the pigs. Because I'm sure he had so many different thoughts. I want you to pick one thought and draw that, talk about it with your family, and then I will see you tomorrow for another lesson about forgiveness. Have a great day.